And now, coming to you live from the Chocolate Bar Studios, Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou.
I like the steel drums played with the steel guitar. I go to honky tonks and to tiki bars. I like girls in bikinis and wearing tight blue jeans. I like the fiddle played with marimba thrown in and the conga drum beat behind the mandolin. I was raised in the country but still love the sound of the sea. I wear a cowboy hat with my bathing suit. I'm just a country boy who likes to sit under a palm tree. I'm not all mixed up, I just like my music. Tropical country.
Oh yeah, it's Wednesday night, it's hump day! Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou right here on Tiki Man Radio. I guess I should say happy Margarita Day as well. We're coming to you live from the Chocolate Bar Studios here in beautiful Harrison Bay, overlooking the majestic Chickamauga Lake. Our show is brought to you by JBL Legends Travel. JBL Legends Travel is the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio and partner for the second annual Tiki Man Radio Escape to Paradise down in Mexico. Now, if you're planning a getaway, do not try to go online and find the best deal because you're going to end up getting screwed. Trust a professional like Joe Leo at JBL Legends Travel. Give him a call at 732-831-5200. When you're down in Key West and you're doing the Duval Crawl, before you leave Key West, do not sell yourself short without spending a day out on the water. Whether it be a beautiful trip out to a sandbar or the backcountry, well, Goaltending Services, GTS Charters, is the ones you want to reach out to. Monty and Gypsy will show you a fantastic time. They have all the amenities that you need for a day out on the water. Plus, they are handicap accessible from the dock, which is a big, big bonus. You can get a hold of them by calling 305-916-0990. And, of course, as always, my partner in crime, Laura Lou, is in the house.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Are you?
I am.
You look a little hot over there.
You know what? Okay, listen.
You may have to hit the fan because I'm feeling a little hot, too.
Okay, thank God.
Maybe I'm just feeling hot because I'm looking at you.
Oh, for the love. I know that's not it today. But anyway, yeah, it's above 70 degrees, which means I am a huge sweat ball for the rest of the year. But, well, at least for the next 2 days. But I'm not going to complain because I love it.
Absolutely. Springtime is almost here. Thank God.
Almost.
All right.
This is pretend spring. We're going to go with that.
Yeah. We'll take the break when we can get it.
Absolutely.
Right? Hey,
Absolutely.
we have a special guest in the studio. Mr. Harold Booth is with us.
All right. So glad to be here. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
We are so glad that you made the trip down here to spend some time with us. We have been looking forward to this. We apologize we had to cancel on you once before, but we're glad we could make it happen this time.
Well, some of my friends said it was because you had read about me and found out and y'all had just canceled before. I said, well, they've asked me to come back, so here we are. Yeah.
We had to fake a death just to get rid of you.
Some things.
Well, we are going to have a great time here tonight.
Yeah.
As always, we're going to get to know about Harold and his music because I have a feeling he's got quite the stories to tell. Plus, he's going to be debuting some new music here tonight. How about that?
Yeah.
I feel so important tonight.
Yeah. I know, and you'll find out why it's so important, too, because we feel very, very honored. But before we get into anything, as always, we got to tell you, welcome to the show.
Cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane. From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke when they open up that gate. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight. Where the bayou city streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. It's a Houston tradition, 4-H, FFA, and Go Texan. And you can bet, son, it's gonna be around a long, long time. When these riders and ropers give it their best, we'll show them how loud the hometown crowd can get. 'Cause tonight, y'all, we all got a little bit of cowboy deep inside. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight. Where the bayou city streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight. Where the bayou city streets meet the country roads. Where the bayou city streets meet these country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
That's right. You better buckle up tight. It is going to be one hell of a show here tonight. Mr. Harold Booth is in studio, and you just never know what's going to happen. What could possibly go wrong right here on Tiki Man Radio? So, real quick, do we have some shout-outs to be saying hello to some people real quick?
We do.
All right.
All right. So we have Kathy and Darby Ledbetter out there.
Hello to Kathy and Darby. We love those guys.
We do. Cannot wait to see them in, what, April?
Yeah.
Listen, I tried to get him to come down last weekend, and he wouldn't do it.
Well, we wasn't heading to their house anyway. We were heading off.
But down that direction.
Well,
we could
toward
have.
that direction.
We could have given him a call.
And of course, we have to give Darby the credit as to the reason why Harold's here tonight.
Absolutely.
Because, number one, it was Darby's idea that we started doing artist showcases.
Yes.
And
He's a smart fella.
spotlights, because he is a really smart fella. And after he came up with that idea, I'm telling you right now, you need to get Harold Booth on your show. So,
I'll owe him a beer.
We'd always take good advice when we hear it, and so here you are.
Here I am, yeah.
That's right.
Not sure where I am, but I'm here and there's a bar, so.
That's all that matters, right?
Several bars to be exact.
That's right. And also, the Beach Buddha is out there tonight.
Did you say it?
I did.
Well, you can't say Beach Buddha without talking about the official coffee of Tiki Man Radio. It is the best roast coast to coast. Take a trip with every sip. Beach Buddha Coffee. And if you want to learn more about Beach Buddha Coffee, go over to TikiManRadio.com, click on that coffee tab, and find the roast that suits you most.
And Mr. Eric Tittle is out there. He said OH.
I-O, brother.
And he likes the Buc-ee's t-shirt.
Yeah, we like Buc-ee's way too much, too.
I know, right? So I posted a picture of little Grayson watching TV the other night. And, the last time I went up there, I had to buy him a little Buc-ee's, like the collapsible chair that comes in a bag. So he was sitting in his little Buc-ee's chair the other day watching TV.
That wasn't the only thing he was doing while sitting in his Buc-ee's chair.
Oh, my gosh. Listen. So little Grayson, God love him, his dad and mom were sick last week. So daddy's laying on the couch with the man flu and has his, women, you know what I'm talking about, so has his phone beside him. Little Grayson comes up and he grabs the phone and he knows how to push buttons now. So he's pushing on things and finally he decides he's going to give it back to his dad. So JT looks at his phone to make sure that Grayson didn't mess anything up and finds out he gets this email from Amazon Prime. Thank you for your purchase of 50 Shades of Grey. So my 1-year-old grandson has now purchased 50 Shades of Grey. And no, they did not let him watch it. But yeah, so little Grayson was on a roll. Callie is out there tonight.
Hey, Callie, over there from the West Coast.
And then, let me see, Miss Maureen is out there.
Hey, Maureen.
And Patty with an I.
Patty with Rick's eye.
Hi, Patty. We love you. We miss you. Golden Girl, hello.
Hello to the Golden Girl.
Listen, we're not letting them drink margaritas on Margarita Day because last time it was bad.
I was told that, things got carried away last time we had margaritas in studio, so.
You ruined it for all of us.
I guess I did.
They really did. You have to go back and watch that show at some point. The pieces of it that you could actually see because somebody fell out of a chair and unplugged a camera.
That was toward the end of the show, so the first hour and a half was pretty good. The rest of it ended up just being radio because I'm not going to say who fell out of the chair. Golden.
And JBL Legends Travel. Hello to Mr. Joe Leo.
Joe Leo, of course, our wonderful OG sponsor of JBL Legends Travel.
And then Mr. Wayne Sinclair is out there.
Hey, Wayne.
So he says
Thank you
hello
so much
to
for
everyone.
tuning in.
Absolutely. And Tiki Man Radio is out there. Tiki Man's out there chatting on the live chat. And yes, please, everyone like the video, subscribe. And he says cheers. Patty's on the countdown, 67 days to Mexico for the Tiki Man Radio Escape to Paradise.
I know. You have to keep reminding us that you're going to go to Mexico and have a great time, and B-Dawg and Lou's going to be holding down the fort. Just like we was when you was in Jamaica, and just like we was when you was in Key West. But
now
somebody's got to hold down the fort.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
You're not even allowed to whine about it because every time something like this comes up, I'm like, honey, are we going to go? Nah, we're good. We'll hold down the fort while they go. All right. And we get closer. And then he's like, we are not going to Mexico. I'm like, well, we could have.
Well, some of us only get summers off. We don't get, regular vacation time to be able to schedule when we want to schedule. So,
I know.
We work up by the school rules, and school says, sorry, and that time of year, you got to be here. So,
Yeah,
I've got the solution. Just quit your job.
See?
Don't threaten me with a good time. 'Cause trust me, I have threatened that numerous times.
Darby said, excuses. 10 minutes of talking to Darby, and B-Dawg will do anything. Like, I swear, it's like, who is that other dude? Who's the one super famous, deep voice, big teeth? Tony. No. Is it Tony?
Tony Robbins, the guy
Tony
that
Robbins.
you're in love with.
I
about
love
half the
him.
time.
But anyway, so it's like when B-Dawg talks to Darby, it's like he just met with Tony Robbins because he's ready to conquer the world for a few hours after he talks to Darby. And then he comes back to real life and he's like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I'm like, well, you knew 12 hours ago. I don't know how you don't know now, but okay. Yeah, so.
Yeah, well, it was about 8 hours ago. I had some guy trying to talk me into the benefits of having a food truck. So
That's true.
like, well, I once talked about that, so you just never know.
He really did consider it.
Didn't we all at one time?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, hey, I want to give a big shout out to Emmett and Christy Dooley. They are out there tonight.
Hey,
Hello
guys.
to you. And Mr. Chris Shaddix. It is his 40th birthday today.
Happy birthday. So you know
Happy
what that
birthday.
means.
Oh, there's somebody in here. Okay.
You got to do it. It's tradition.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday.
I wasn't sure where we were going with that.
I don't ever sing in front of people. I just do it on the radio because nobody's looking at me.
And you notice I don't sing. I know my limitations, and singing is not one of them.
And Miss Monica, the producer, is out there. Hello to you.
Of course, that is Monica, the producer of The Big Show, Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man, right here on Tiki Man Radio and the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel, courtesy of the Alan J Live Cam, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m.
That's right. And I think that may be all we have for right now.
All right. You sure?
I'm sure.
All right. So now we move on to the man of the man of the minute, the man of the hour, the man of the next 2 hours, Mr. Harold Booth. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I appreciate y'all having me here.
Oh, we've been looking forward to it, and because It's our first time we've got to meet you, and we've heard stories. Yeah. You know how stories are.
There are stories. Yeah.
All good.
There's stories and there's legends as well. So
Tiki Man had me down for their songwriter showcase in Key West, and y'all didn't get to be there.
No.
I know he did it again.
I know. But did get to meet a lot of the folks, and they were very hospitable. So
why did they blame it all on me? Why? Why is it always blamed on me? Oh well.
But yeah, it's great to be here. I've never been here before.
Well,
wherever I am.
Well,
Harrison Bay, Tennessee.
That's right. And once you're here, you're always going to want to come back, and you're always welcome to come back for sure.
Well, we haven't left yet.
That's right. He's staying at least one night.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, and with time comes addiction, and you may not leave.
I see a bar full of liquor right out there. Right?
Lou and I met the Tiki Man back in 2018, and we still haven't left. So here we are.
Whether he likes it or not, we're here.
Not a bad gig, huh?
No.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess to get things started, for those that don't know you, where did it all start for you?
Well, I grew up in very South Alabama. When you say that, people think you're talking about the beach. Well, it's not the beach. It's the farthest thing from the beach. It's the cotton fields and peanut fields. And it's about 70 miles north of Fort Walton Beach in Panama City, if you're familiar with that area.
I was down in that area, and they told me that they refer to that as L.A.
Well, yeah.
Lower Alabama.
They do. But anyway, grew up there. My mom, my grandmother played guitar off and on. My granddaddy, I didn't really know him to do it, but he was a fiddler. We played barn dances.
Cool.
And then my older brother played guitar when we were growing up, and he showed me some stuff. So I've always written and played, and went to college and had a grown-up life and stuff. And about 4 years ago, I've always written while I was working, but about 4 years ago, I said I quit. And Key West is one of our favorite places to go. And we usually made a trip at least once a year down to Key West. So we were there hanging out and sitting out by the pool one night, and this guy walks in and moving back and forth, bringing his stuff in, and he said, "Hey, my name's Don Middlebrook." And I'm saying, well,
oh, wow.
Well, good for you, Don Middlebrook. We don't know who the hell you are. And anyway, so a little while later, he proceeded to join us in the pool for rum drinks and floating. And he tells us, I play music for a living. I play trop rock music. And once again, we don't know what that is. And so I had a little talk with him. And he said, I'm playing a couple of days later over at this place called the Rooster. So we walked over to see him and found out, he's quite a legend in the trop rock world.
Yes, he is.
He's well known, yeah.
And he'll tell you. But we've got to be really good friends with him and Laurie over the years. But at that same little venture where we saw him play the first time, we found out that it was the year they didn't have the meeting of the minds, that it was canceled, but things were still kind of going on.
Yeah.
And so we just were wandering around. In all of our times in Key West, we'd never seen all this activity. And at the same time, we met Judd Williams and Gail Williams. They were friends, longtime friends of Middlebrooks, and got to be friends with them. And they've since started the concerts on Canal House Concerts in Pensacola. And so just between them, going to their house, hanging out, and you know how it is in this stuff. You just meet people.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like it starts and it just goes. So the first house concert, Don puts on a benefit every January in Destin, and he asked us just to come down. I wasn't planning on playing. I hadn't been on stage in probably 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And so somebody had called out, and he said, "Hey, you want to get up and play?" And I'm like, I don't know. I was honestly scared to death, but I got up and played, and that kind of kicked me back into the music field. And since then, I've been very fortunate to meet people. And when Judd and Gail started their house concerts in Pensacola, Erica Sunshine Lee was going to be their first guest, and I opened for her.
Oh, cool.
And so she likes to tell you that she was the first one to play there. No, I was. So after that, I mean, they would have me. I said, "Hey, I'll be the opener guy. I'm good with that, just to meet people and get some experience on the stage again." And so I've been very fortunate there. I've got to meet a lot of people, and that's branched out into other things. And I've written songs with some folks. And it's been, somebody asked me, "Well, how did you get where you are in this? I said, well, I fell ass backwards into it, actually. But it's, you know, I don't do this for a job necessarily, but I take it very seriously, you know.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's kind of what's wound me up being here. And I don't know exactly where we ran into Tiki Man, but somehow I got invited to play the showcase in Key West last year and wound up coming here. Met Darby and those guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say Darby has a lot of nice things to say about you. And
absolutely.
Now, have you guys written together? I understand.
We've got one song we have finished, and we've got 342 that we've started.
Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
We've got to start somewhere. I think the Shiner Bach ran out, and that's when we had to quit writing that day. But
when the beer runs out, the songwriting stops.
we had a great time hanging out on I live outside, about 30 miles outside of Nashville, and I've got a back porch that overlooks the lake. I've been there for years, a little bitty house. We just sat out there on the back porch and, you know, solved all the problems, talked about the world, and had a good time. Really did.
What a better place to solve the world's problems on a deck overlooking the lake.
Right?
So
that's what Tiki Man always says about the Tiki Bar out there. They've solved the world's problems out there for years.
Well, you know, my website is lakelizardmusic.com.
Lake Lizard.
Lakelizardmusic.com.
I love it.
Yeah.
Years ago, I've always played up and down the river on boats in people's houses. And somebody said one day, you know, Jimmy Buffett calls his fans parrot heads. Why don't you call us lake lizards? And I'm like, okay.
That's how it starts, right?
And it kind of started like that. And I had cards made, and then I figured out how to make a website and most stuff. So, yeah, that's where the lake lizard thing started.
I love that.
That is cool.
Well, you know, you brought us some swag. We've got some.
Yeah.
Oh, we got swag?
We got swag. Bushwhacker University stickers.
Yes.
And Doors Off the Jeep.
Doors Off the Jeep. You know, that's the song I wrote with Tom Shepard and Levi Lowry.
Yeah.
That is a great song.
Yeah, I love that song.
And then
love it.
We've got some.
Wow. Well, hold on. Let me get the.
Oh.
Here, hold it up there. There you go. Nice.
Yeah. We've got a lot of graduates of Bushwhacker University out there. If they would chime in, your lines would be full. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Well, I've drank enough Bushwhackers to be a graduate of something, so that is awesome. I love it.
Well, Kathy Ledbetter says, tell Jenny, your better half, hello.
Well, that's rude. She's not even paying attention. She can't even see me through the little mirror there in the window.
Oh, no. She was sitting off to the side.
She's sitting there. She's hiding over there in the corner. I can see her. I see her sitting over there. She's just standing out of the view of that window because I think somebody told her there's a camera in here that goes out that window.
We dodge the camera when we're out in the chocolate bar. Yeah.
Not always.
Well,
but
I try. Apparently, Jenny's trying.
Until karaoke breaks out, and then you're in front of the camera anyway.
Well, not on purpose.
She's trying to figure out who can make some rum drinks out there for her is what she's trying to figure out.
Tiki Man can. I can. I'll make her something.
I'm surprised that being it's her first time here at the chocolate bar, he is not there making chocolate martinis.
I know,
yet.
Right?
Because that's the house drink right there. And the ladies seem to really love it.
He doesn't like to make it when I'm around, though, because I like a lot of it. But, yeah. Patty, I forget about the camera, too. It's okay. I forget about it in here. And then I'll be over here. The music will be playing. I'm bebopping. And I happen to glance up because now there's a monitor that I can see when I'm on camera. And so I'll glance up and I'll be dancing. All of a sudden I'll be like, just freeze. Because...
Yeah, I kind of like every once in a while when she's over there really getting into a song, I just kick the camera back on her. Just not warn her.
I know.
It used to be you and Golden over there, but
I know.
Now you got a solo dance. So
I do. Harold will dance with me tonight.
Absolutely.
That's right. I got a partner in crime over here tonight.
All right.
Yeah, we might go to Mexico. We don't know.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Jenny won't mind if I'm a third wheel, will she?
No, absolutely not.
See, that's just how it rolls.
It's tough.
That's just wrong.
Just saying.
Well, heck. Well, I see you brought your guitar. Are you willing to play some music for us tonight?
Absolutely.
Because we'd love to hear music.
Sure. We can do something.
All right.
Let's see if I can coordinate all these chords here.
Yeah.
Let me get you the guitar mic on there.
Yeah, let's do this. The chord bothers me. Is there something I can do with that?
Do we swing it behind the? Hold on a second.
What if I just now?
We can put it in there back in behind the guitar. Will it fit back in there?
Yeah.
Let me try to.
I don't know how much play you've got there.
There we go.
There we go. Maybe we can do that.
All righty.
We'll make something work. Or we'll jerk chords out and play like we're the Who.
Wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
All right. Can you hear that?
I can hear you just
All right,
fine.
good. So I'm gonna do this song. Like I say, I had met Tom Shepard opening a concert for him at Concerts on Canal, and I never met him before. I knew who he was, and we actually started having some drinks out on the patio after we picked him up at the airport that night. And he said, "Hey, would y'all like to hear some songs I'm working on? It's going to be on our next album." We're like, "Sure, Tom Shepard." And so. So he plays us what wound up being the Pelican album, the one that they released, and pretty much all the songs on that. And I'd had just enough rum to drink, and I said, "Hey, let me play you something I've been working on." So he said, "Sure." So I had started on this song the day before, actually. And I was sitting on my kitchen porch, and it was starting to be springtime and warming up, and I'm thinking, "It's about be a good day to take the doors off the Jeep." And Tom says, "I love that song, man." So the next day when we played again, and I did, and so I said, "I'm not finished with it if you want to help." So he said, "Well, I've got a writing session next week with Levi Lowry, who wrote Colder Weather and several songs for Zach Brown." Mm-hmm. So anyway, they wound up writing on it, getting back with me, and we finished it. And it wound up being on that same Pelican album that all those other songs were. So this is the only song I've ever had cut.
Oh, okay.
So this was a big deal for me, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called Doors Off the Jeep. Looks like a day to take the doors off the Jeep. Take my hand, girl, but take a leap. Follow dreams all the way down to the Keys. Pointed south, there ain't no doubt can be a happy hour from here on out. 241 sounds just about right to me. Apalachicola down to Tampa Bay. It's half shell lunches all along the way. Good cold beer and crackers on the side. When the sand's too hot, it burns your feet. Cold bushwhacker really beats the heat. Jump back in that rag top and ride. Well, it looks like a day to take the doors off the Jeep. Come on, girl, let's take a leap. And follow our dreams all the way down to the Keys. Key lime pie and Alabama jacks. Trade your watch for a baseball cap. Hell, we might even make it all the way to Duval Street. Well, there ain't no plan and there ain't no rush. We can find a little motel by the Gulf. Remember why we're lovers and best friends. I'll tickle your fancy, you tickle mine. We'll sing Paradise by old John Prine. Find the heavenly side of original sin. Destination nowhere. We'll know it when we get there. Really looks like a day to take the doors off the Jeep. Take my hand, girl, take a leap and follow our dreams all the way down to the Keys. Pointed south, there ain't no doubt gonna be happy hour from here on out. 241 sounds just about right to me. Ah, 241 sounds just about right to me. Oh yeah.
love that song.
I do too.
Makes you want to get out and ride, doesn't it?
It does, and it never ceases to amaze me. I know I say this with a lot of people. It's just how, that one thought that you had and how magically you can take that and just create a beautiful image just from that one statement.
Right.
I mean, it just amazes me.
It amazes me. I mean, I don't know how that happens sometimes. Everybody, it's the songwriters and writers in general. It's just like you make something out of nothing. I wasn't thinking about it, and then there it was.
That's always so cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kathy Ledbetter said she wants a Jeep. Me too. And then, so Patty wants to know if you really have a Jeep.
I do really have a Jeep.
You do?
I really do.
Ah.
Absolutely.
So that is an autobiographical song.
It's at the time I had never actually made the drive from my home to Key West. We actually did it last October, but I had never driven to those places, so I had kind of written the bulk of the song, and then Tom came along and filled in like Alabama Jacks and those places like that. So it fell together really well.
Yeah.
A cool story about that song is I told you a while ago that he was playing it down in Key West, and somebody said, "Hey, Tom's playing your song," So we were going down to the meeting of the minds, and we stopped to check in at the big hotel, the Casa or whatever, just to get our credentials. We weren't staying there because we didn't have Casa money, but we walked in just to get our credentials, and we had groceries in the car. We hadn't unpacked anything. We're on our way in, so we're there like 5 minutes. We walk out back, and she said, "I think I hear Tom singing." We walk down, and Tom and Coley and Bob Bangery and Emily Randall are playing on the beach stage down there. And we walk up, and we're 20, 25 yards away from them. And Tom said, "Well, we got time for one more song. This is Coley's favorite new song, and the guy that just wrote it just walked up here. Harold Booth, get your ass on stage." So we haven't been.
Wow.
I've never been on stage in Key West. 5 minutes, and I'm up on the stage in front of all these people singing that song. So it's like, wow.
That is cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's how, the Tiki Man's often said, if you've never been down to Key West, just, bring your guitar, come down, and don't worry about a gig. You walk around long enough, sooner or later, somebody's going to pull you on stage, and before you know it, you're going to have gigs booked all along the way. So that is really cool how that happens.
Yeah.
And everything. And, again, when we discovered, the whole trop rock coastal genre, 2018 when we moved down here, I knew who Jimmy Buffett was. Of course, I'd heard the term parrot heads because, little factoid, the term parrot heads was used for the very first time in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
So that's where that all came, because everybody in the crowd was wearing all these parrots on their heads, and one of Jimmy's band members said, "Look at all those damn parrot heads," and boom. So that's where that was. So it was born in Ohio. So I knew about that, but as far as the genre itself, other than Jimmy Buffett, we didn't know that there was a whole culture out there.
Yeah, we were lost.
Of singer-songwriters that had made this a lifestyle, and through that we''ve been blessed because we've met a lot of people, and met a lot of great singer-songwriters that if it wouldn't have been for that discovery, we would have never have known about, just like you.
Yeah. It's the same. I did not know any of these people hardly. When we met Don Middlebrook, and then it was just like one thing led to another. We met them, he introduced us to these people met us, and then it's just turned into we've got a whole lot of really good friends, and it's cool getting to hang out with some of these folks,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really neat how in the coastal Americana trop rock world, how quickly everybody becomes like one big family. That always amazed me. The first event that we went to was the Panama City.
The Parrot Head Rendezvous.
The Parrot Head Rendezvous. And it was the same way. Everybody's calling each other up on stage, and it was like a big family reunion for a lot of people. And so I'm glad that they have embraced you and brought you into our world for us to meet you.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I started playing, like I said, the house concerts down at the Concerts on Canal. And I kind of became like the house band there. I tell people that's my vacation house. But I opened for Erica the first time, and we hung out a few days. And then I think the next I opened for Tom Shepard came in. I had no idea really the kind of education I was getting or the exposure at the time. But Tom Shepard, and then of course Don Middlebrook. I've played with him several times, and Jesse Rice.
Yeah.
Aubrey Wallet.
Oh yeah, we love Aubrey. She's a sweetheart.
I've opened shows for all these people, so I got to hang out with them and spend some time on the deck drinking and hanging out, going to clubs and stuff. And it's like an experience, like a learning experience. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's for sure. Just like the first time we ever walked in here. We just celebrated our friendiversary because Danny had put it out. We lived here in the neighborhood, and he put on the neighborhood Facebook page, open the invite to come here for a Super Bowl party.
Yep.
And we walked in, and the moment it was like walking in the Cheers. It was like we had been coming here regularly for years, and that was how quickly we were, accepted in. And of course, the River City Parrot Heads were all here. So that was our immediate exposure with the whole genre and the Parrot Heads. And it's definitely been a blessing for us because, through Danny and the genre itself, it has opened doors for us that we never imagined that would ever have an opportunity to do.
Absolutely.
So,
well, I'll guarantee you every weekend there's somewhere to go. If you want to go somewhere and participate, there's always something going on. I can't keep up with them.
I know.
Maybe that's my idea. I should just quit my job, and since I can't sing or write or play an instrument or anything like that, maybe I should just get my food truck and I'll just follow the Parrotheads all over the country.
There you go.
With my food truck.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do that. What do you think about that?
I like
Great
it.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We could do it.
yeah. Just never know what will happen.
You could write our jingle, Harold.
Absolutely. I'm really good at writing jingles.
Let me tell you, the one thing I've said it is anybody who has the courage to give up their day job and to go out into the unknown and follow their dream, I admire that courage because I'm not scared.
The thought sends them into
I'm
a
not
panic.
scared of much, but the thought of the unknown absolutely terrifies me. And so I really look up to everybody that is willing to make that that leap of faith, so to speak, and to follow their dreams.
Well, I'd already worked 100 years, so I was done. I was done.
Right.
I feel like I've worked 100 years every day.
Well, Darby is voting for a tacos and chili truck.
Tacos and chili truck.
Yes. And let me see.
I have to learn how to make chili.
I know how to make chili. I make good chili, too.
You
Who
do
let
make
Darby
good
on
chili.
the phone is what I want to know. Who let Darby on the phone?
We'll blame Kathy.
Oh.
So somebody wants to know if you named your Jeep, because most Jeep people name their Jeeps.
I don't guess I really have ever named it.
Oh.
This would be like probably the 6th Jeep or so I've had. I've been through quite a few of them.
That's cool.
Let's name it Doors Off the Jeep. How about that?
The doors off the Jeep. It's the Jeep.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a new song. Name your Jeep.
Yeah.
There you go.
That could be a new song right there.
Well, I think Jeep should pick this song up. Wouldn't you love to see that?
Oh,
absolutely.
Song come across.
That there would be a perfect Jeep commercial. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I have explained that to Mr. Shepard several times because I figure he knows more people than me, but he's a slacker.
Well, then that just means you need to take over that.
Yeah, I guess. I'm lazy too. I quit work to do this.
Right.
Well,
Let's hear, if you don't mind, do you want to play another song for us?
Absolutely.
yeah.
See, everybody that you see has computers and laptops and things. This is my computer and laptop here, so we can play. I've got 40 songs here.
I love it.
That is awesome.
And usually I wind up playing stuff that's not on here, but let's do this one. I always have trouble remembering this song. Me and some guy named Ledbetter wrote this song. And Darby actually called me up when he was living in Texas. He said, I got this song we've got to write. And then it's basically a song about nothing. You know, it's kind of like the old TV show Seinfeld's about nothing.
Yeah, the show about nothing.
But he said it's just about being on the beach. Our goal is to put people on the beach. You know,
Right.
Sing this song. I was like, okay. So he came to Tennessee, came to the house, and we finished this song. And what was really cool is we both do different versions of it, and neither one of them sounded at all like the other one. But anyway, and we were talking about getting the blues. Everybody gets the blues, but you got to get the right kind of blues.
All right.
This is my life, laying on the beach with my toes dipping, water in my feet, and I could sit beneath the shade of this old palm tree, slow sipping on a tropical drink, staring at a view that you just can't beat. I got blue skies, I got deep blue seas, my baby's baby blue staring back at me, and I got no troubles, I got no bad news. There ain't nothing wrong, I got the right kind of blue. Sound of the sea is a sweet serenade, lost in the rhythm of the waves, and I could sit right here, wasted away, caught up in this tropical haze. Just kick on back and watch the sun fade. I got blue skies, I got deep blue seas, my baby's baby blue staring back at me, and I got no troubles, I got no bad news. There ain't nothing wrong, I got the right kind of blue. It's a good life, good times, yeah, I got it made. And there's nothing in this world I wouldn't trade for those blue skies, deep blue seas, my baby's baby blue staring back at me, and I got no troubles, I got no bad news. There ain't nothing wrong, I got that kind of blues. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong today. These blues are here to stay. Now there ain't nothing wrong, I got the right kind of blue. Mr. Darby Ledbetter.
I love it. So that's the one out of 320 that you've actually finished.
We've got a lot on the burner ready to go, though.
Nice. What you got over there, dear? I see you're looking.
Mr. Josh Clark is out there.
Hey, Josh.
Hello
Thanks
to
for
you.
tuning in.
I know. He said he just got off work and glad he got to catch the show.
Well, we're glad you did, too.
It feels like it's been forever for us, too, Josh. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Well, I can't even mention it yet. Never mind. It's only 7:45.
What?
I was.
Oh, yeah. You got to wait.
I can't wait.
You got to wait.
Okay, fine.
Because, we did tease that there was going to be a debut of a new song coming out that Harold's going to debut for us tonight. But we're going to do it after the top of the hour, after we come back from our JBL Legends Travel moment, going into hour number 2. So
All right.
that means you got to stay tuned for more.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
You're not going to want to miss this.
So,
Absolutely. Well, so Buddha and JBL are both on here. So Joe is on here as well.
Yeah.
And you were talking about a food truck. They are saying a Beach Buddha Cafe on wheels is the suggestion.
Well,
I'm like, all right, I'll travel and make Beach Buddha coffee. I'm good.
sounds like somebody's, hey, you want to buy it? I'll run it.
That's right.
and
That's
drive
right.
it wherever you want to go.
So Mr. Ledbetter would like to know if you have been recording. He thought he saw something online.
Well, yeah, that's the song we're debuting here in just a few minutes. So,
Yeah, he's
I
been
have
in
a
the
little bit.
studio.
He's been pestering me. You know, it's all this stuff, these places I've been playing and things, and people I've been meeting. I have absolutely nothing recorded. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good without that. So
Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Darby has pushed me pretty hard, and some other folks have. And I said, you know, when I get time to get it right, get a little experience under my belt. You know, I'm not old enough yet. But anyway, so I think it's coming together. This is what we're going to play in a little while. It's my first studio effort ever.
Wow.
Other than what I've done at home.
Wow.
And it worked out to... I really think it turned out good, and it happened just like I wanted it to. The song fell into place, you know, the studio and everything. So I'm looking forward to getting back and finishing up and make Mr. Ledbetter leave me alone about it.
Now, is this one song going to be at the beginning of maybe something building out to maybe an EP later on?
Oh, absolutely. I'm talking to them about it, and we're working on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, Darby can motivate you to do anything. You know,
I'm telling you.
You know, motivate you or pester you. It just depends upon how you want to look at it. But for me, he motivates me to be better and to do.
Yeah.
And he makes you feel good about it, doesn't he?
He
some-
does.
along
Absolutely
the way,
does.
I don't know.
I told him he could just become a motivational speaker, play some music while he's doing it. Yeah, he could be a millionaire. He could be the next Tony Robbins.
You know, after they moved to Panama City, we played a show at a bar that I play sometimes in Fort Walton. So I got in touch with him, and we advertised it pretty good. And I've got a little following down there with some people I know. So we packed the house at Dosey's Dock in Fort Walton Beach and had a ball.
That's awesome.
That would have been a fun show.
It was fun,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, because, you know, I'm waiting at some point in time, you know, I want to see Darby in a full band. You know, we've seen him
still not
perform
seen
acoustic shows, but, you know, I've heard him say that, you know, him and his band can rock a stage, and I want to see it. I've seen the videos that he's put out there, but I want to experience a full band show of him at some point in time. Hint, hint, hint.
Right. Well, Mr. Ledbetter says, "Oh, Harold, you'll be singing Lake Lizard Ultimate Classics before you know it."
Yeah, Ronco.
Oh my
funny.
God! I had a flashback of the old Time Life music.
Yeah.
That's when I decided I was getting old, whenever I realized that some of my middle school and early high school songs were on K-Tel Records. They started advertising them. I was like, oh no, it was bad.
Yeah, you want to feel bad. I saw a TikTok earlier this week that said songs that are turning 50 in 2023. And I was absolutely depressed because I knew every single one of those songs. I'm like,
I know.
I am getting old.
I know, right?
Faux show.
Embrace it. Embrace it.
So I feel older every time I get out of bed. I think I age like 5 years overnight. So
Yep.
every time I go to the doctor, he tells me how much I've aged. You know, here I am. I'm out there. You know, I'm trying to be cool, and I'm out there buying orthopedic shoes and and all of that just so I can walk around and be comfortable. It's fashion has went out the window. It's all about comfort now.
Amen.
So like I said, you're writing more songs. Going to have that EP. You know, you got a goal date on it, or just when it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Whenever it happens, it'll happen. You know, hopefully, maybe the next couple of months, get back in the studio and do some stuff and set it up. And this time, actually, the way this happened, this particular instance. We were at a benefit in Florence, Alabama, and I was playing the show, and I didn't know it, but there was a silent auction going on. And my girlfriend was bidding on an item there, and she won it. So after it's over with, the president of Fame Studios, which is a worldwide famous recording place, comes up to me and he says, "Hey, you've got 3 hours of recording time at
wow.
Fame Studios." And she had bid on that and won the auction for it.
That is awesome.
So this has been a year and a half. It's been a long time ago. It just hadn't worked out. But anyway, so this one song came up, And I've been playing a lot, and I felt comfortable with it. And I said, I think I'm ready to do this. So I called down there, and I talked to the guy, and he said, 3 hours isn't a lot of time. You could do a few like vocal guitars, or I said, well, could I get one song? You think we could get the complete song if we didn't do a lot of instrumentation? I want it very bare bones. And we talked about it, and I sent him the song. He said, yeah, I think we can do that. So I said, that's my goal then, is to go and get this one song. So that's what we've got out now. So I'm going to get back and finish up with those guys down there, because I enjoyed, I got my foot in the door. It's very intimidating for somebody like me.
And what a cool studio.
Oh, yeah. It's very intimidating for me to walk into the studio, never having done that, And those guys were very laid back, very professional. They're,
Well, to hear the song, I wouldn't describe it as bare bones at all.
No.
It sounds very well put together for sure.
Yeah, it turned out great. And I think it's going to be right on time with things that are going on in the trop rock world right now. They're moving the modem to Gulf Shores from Key West after all these years, and that ties in perfectly with these songs. So
that is awesome.
I think everybody's going to love it. I really do.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a change for them. It's been in Key West all these years, and to move over to a new venue, not only it's different. And I've heard you've heard various opinions on it, but I think if their goal is to try to spread the music to someplace else, I guess they're going to achieve that, and hopefully, they see success, by making that decision.
It's amazing to me how many people that go to Key West and the Meeting of the Minds have never been to Gulf Shores. See, I've gone to that area for many, many, many years. I was there before the condos were. So the world famous Floribama, I was there when it was a liquor store.
Oh wow!
How cool!
Yeah, I've got a lot of good memories of Gulf Shores. So, and that's kind of what the song's about, about that whole thing.
Yeah, because I'm ashamed to say it that it was a year ago, Lou and I really didn't know the musical significance that Gulf Shores has had.
Yeah, I know.
And that was something that we learned that was new, because whenever we've been stuck in the country music world, with the artists that she worked with and the artists that we'd followed and everything. So once we got to reach out and start going to some more songwriter events, and we met people who come out of the Gulf Shores area, and we found out
it's amazing
how deep that history was. We were really impressed, because I feel ashamed the fact that we didn't know that. What do you think?
Yeah, and a lot of what we learned was from when we met Bobby Tomberlin, and he talked to us a lot about Gulf Shores and that whole area and some of the things that went on back in the day. And then we started researching a little bit more, and it's really, really amazing. And we want to go down there super bad. I almost had him talked into it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so we are going to make a trip down there, though, because I just think the music history in that area, and with those, like you said, the Fame Studio and all of that, I just think it's a really neat area I want to visit.
There's a lot of cool musicians and good. You'll be sitting, and I've been lucky to be invited to play different writers' nights down there and met some people, and you'll be sitting next to a guy that's written for George Strait, and just you don't know. I mean, just good old boys. That's all they want to do is hang out, live that life, and write music.
Right. Because again, you hear when you listen and you are like a country music fan and things, the artist, the music, but a lot of people, you don't think about the songwriters, those people that's behind those songs, and the first time, being involved with all this, and they mentioned Tom Shepard, I'm like, who's Tom Shepard? And they're like, he's a pretty big deal. And I'm like, never heard of him. And they're like, well, Riding with Private Malone and, Redneck Yacht Club.
Started naming all the songs.
I'm like, I know those songs. And they're like, well, you wrote them. And I'm like, oh my God. And
and now he's a co-writer on Doors Off the Jeep.
Yeah, co-writer on Doors Off the Jeep.
See, look how far he's come.
That?
He's coming on up. Yeah, he is.
He's making his way to the top.
He's going to make something of himself one of these days.
I'm gonna pray for him.
I love it.
Oh, Oh, my. Well, before we go on a break, there's another song or anything you want to play for us?
I can play songs all day long.
Well, we're going to keep you playing if that's the case.
All right. You were talking about country music. And, it's like a lot of my songs these days are about beaches and rum and whatever. It's kind of what me in particular, I write about whatever I'm around. So we're around all that now. So that's what comes out in the songs. But I actually have a lot of country songs, and I grew up, in Hank Williams country and down there and all that. My mom sang all those songs. But I was writing this song a while back. Well, actually, we were in Key West. And we went out for a Bloody Mary one morning, and the bartender said, "Would y'all like another Bloody Mary?" And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and she said, "Yeah, let's have another one. It ain't like we're Hank drinking or nothing."
Oh, my gosh, that's great.
I said, "Did you hear that on the radio?" She said, "No, I just thought that, Hank Williams." I said, "Yeah, I know Hank Williams." So anyway, I wrote this song. And this is her new favorite song. I got bologna and crackers and a cooler beer, and it's looking like a real good day. I got a second date with my third cousin's wife. I think she might go all the way. I'm gonna slap on some Michael Velvet, put some songs on the stereo. Hank 1, Hank Jr., and Hank 3rd, that's all the Hank that I can go. I'm gonna get a little whiskey, I'm gonna get a little right. I'm gonna ride my baby's Cadillac tonight. I ain't worried about tomorrow, about what the people's thinking. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna do a little Hank drinking. I met a pretty little thing at the show last night. I might call her on the telephone. I'm gonna run down by the river a little later and just see what's going on. They got a really tight band that's playing some good old country songs, with the joints jumping and everybody's happy and smiling and singing along. I'm gonna get a little whiskey, I'm gonna get a little right. I'm gonna ride my baby's Cadillac all night. I ain't worried about tomorrow, about what the people's thinking. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna do a little Hank drinking. I'm gonna raise the roof and party like it's 1949. Sure could use some honky-tonk blues to get me through those troubled times. I ain't worried about tomorrow, about what the people's thinking. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna do a little Hank drinking. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna do a little Hank drinking.
I love it.
I've done some Hank drinking once or twice.
They're like Patty, not once, not twice, maybe 4 or 5 times.
Right. That's hysterical because Rick the Stick just literally said Hank drinking not only once or twice, but 4 or 5 times. He did it the exact same time it came up as you were saying
Hey,
it.
great minds think alike. And of course, that is Rick the Stick from Rick's Hometown Licks right here on Tiki Man Radio every Sunday night at 5.
Well, Darby Ledbetter said them Nashville cats ain't so different. They write and drink beer just like us.
That's right.
Rick the Stick said, I'm similar, I just don't write.
Yeah, and when we decided to, when we was going to do a country music show, and then we was like, well, how are we going to kind of fit it in with the kind of the genre and the format, and we came up with the whole tropical country thing after I heard the Gene Mitchell song, and I'm like, that's it. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're country people, but we like our beach music as well. a lot of people forget, Jimmy Buffett started out in Nashville, before he found Key West, and then you got Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown, and there's so many country artists out there who are gravitating toward the beach life, and so there's a lot of songs out there about being at the beach, being at the lake, just being out there on the water. That's kind of tropical right there. So that's where we kind of went with it. It was like, we'll play some of the mainstream stuff. We've got a lot of independent singer songwriters, and we got a lot of our trop rock coastal artists out there that have a country kind of a sound.
Oh, very much.
They're not label country, but they have that sound, and that's what we decided to incorporate into the show, and that's kind of how we came up with tropical country to begin with. So thanks to Gene, he gave us a good idea.
He didn't even know it.
Have you ever met Gene?
I've never met him. I know who he is.
He is a fantastic guy, really, really nice, and extremely talented songwriter as well.
Yeah.
So we've been fortunate to meet him. So I'll tell you what. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take a little break, and then come back, and then we're going to debut that new song when we come back. We got in honor of a Margarita Day, we're going to play some Margarita music, then have your JBL Legends Travel Minute, and then we will be back. But what better song to play than Margaritaville? Who's Jimmy Buffett?
Are you ready? Nibbling on a sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of you parrot heads covered with oil and feathers and signs and pins and strumming my six string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, hey, they're beginning to boil. Bubble, 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 bubble. Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaken song. Some people think that there's a woman's plan, and I know this is somebody's fault. I don't know the reason I stayed here all season with nothing to show but that brand new tattoo. Hell yes, it hurts, but it's a real beauty. Oh, I think she might be a Nantucket cutie, or maybe she's from the vineyard. I haven't got a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker and salt, face, salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. I agree with that, and I know it's all you women's fault. Coming soon. Old man in tank tops, cruising the gift shops. The lost verse, checking out Chiquitas down by the shore. I found it. Daydream about weight loss. Oh, wish they could be their own boss. Those 3-day vacations become such a bore. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop top. I broke my leg twice, I had to limp on back home. But this booze in the blender, soon it will render. That frozen concoction that helps me hang on, hang on, hang on. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. That's where this ship is headed. Searching for my lost shaker song. Some people claim that there's a woman's land, but I know it's my own damn fault. That's what the therapist said. Some people claim that there's a woman's land. There always is, and I know it's my own damn fault. Welcome home, everybody! Stop! What can we say? Thank you all very much. You sure make a boy from Mississippi feel right at home in Wisconsin. Thank you all. I love my job. Thank you. Thank you again, Parrot Heads, not only for tonight, but 30 years of doing this. I just feel very lucky to be doing it. Here's a little song to send you on your way. Thank you again, everybody. We love you.
Hey, y'all, this is B-Dawg
And Lou.
from Tropical Country right here on Tiki Man Radio. Next time you take a trip down to Key West and you want to get out on the water, we want you to check out our sponsor, Goaltending Services. Goaltending Services is the premier charter service in Key West. They offer a wide range of amenities. Goaltending Services is also a veteran-owned company, and they take care of their veterans and active duty personnel by offering a 25% discount with your veteran or military ID. For more about Goaltending Services, give them a call at 305-916-0990.
Or look them up online at goaltendingservices.com.
Off the coast on a boat, tribal rock on the radio.
And now, Tiki Man Radio is proud to present the JBL Legends Travel Moment with Joe Leo. Take it away, Joe.
Everybody, it's Joe Leo from the JBL Legends Travel Group with this week's Travel Minute. And today I want to talk about something that I get questions about all the time, and that's bag sizes and bag weights when you're traveling. Now, my first thing I'm going to tell you is check with the airline that you're flying on, no matter where you're going, and check their sizes and their weight limitations because they do vary from airline to airline. I'm going to use United Airlines as my example today. So just so you know, there's 3 different types of bags. That's what's called a personal item, a carry-on, and a checked bag. Now, a personal item can be a lady's pocketbook, a backpack, as long as that personal item, and this is for United again, 17 inches by 10 inches by 9 inches. That is considered a personal item, which is free on most airlines. That fits under the seat in front of you. The next item is a carry-on bag. Now, the carry-on bag has to be able to fit in the overhead compartments. Some airlines charge for a carry-on bag. Some give it to you depending on the class of seat that you purchase. However, that bag cannot be bigger than 22 inches by 19 inches by 9. And again, check with the airline that you're traveling with and verify those sizes because they do vary from airline to airline because of the new designs with the planes, and they've changed, some of the sizing in the overhead bins and that kind of stuff. So just check with your airline. I'm just giving you a basic rule. The next thing is a checked bag. That's the ones that go underneath the plane. Those checked bags, each airline has a minimum of a certain amount of linear inches that you can, or feet that you can have that bag, anywhere from between 50, I think, and 75. Again, each airline is different, and most airlines, they only allow that bag to be up to 50 pounds. So I would advise you to get one of those scales and check your bag before you get to the airport, because if it is overweight, there are some very hefty fees for that. I have a client that actually was like 20 pounds overweight. 20 pounds. I don't know why I said 20 pounds. Yeah, he was. It was 20 pounds overweight. He had a 70-pound bag. And it was $100 to do that, or he had to take some of that stuff up off of that bag and put it into his personal item, his carry-on bag. So I wanted to touch on that. I also want to touch on, people ask this all the time, aerosols, liquids, and gels. The most you're allowed to carry is 3 small bottles of 3.4 ounces. So if you're bringing a shampoo and a conditioner, neither of which I need, and something else liquid, it has to be in a clear, sealable plastic bag, so that you can take that out and show that to them when you're going through TSA. Anything over 3.4 ounces must go into your checked bag, and that's the bag that's going under the plane. While we're talking about TSA, if you do a lot of traveling, I would definitely look into TSA pre-approval, and that'll help you expedite getting through the inspection lines when you get to the inspection lines when you get to the airport. So anyway, that's the rule of thumb. Again, check with the airline you're taking to make sure what the limits are, size-wise and weight-wise. And it also tells you what's considered a personal item, a carry-on, and a checked bag. Now, I'm going to tell you, my wife had her pocketbook on her arm, and she had a personal item, a wheeled bag that we use all the time. And the girl at the gate said, "Ma'am, you're only allowed one personal item." So she had to take her pocketbook and put it inside her bag. So each airline's kind of a little different. It's just a broad overview. Anyway, have a great day. This has been Joe Leo with the JBL Legends Travel Minute. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Joe. Always travel with someone you trust. JBL Legends Travel and Joe Leo. Reach out to him at 732-831-5200. The official travel company of Tiki Man Radio.
Everybody here ain't from here, but we're here doing our thing. Letting go a little by little, sipping on a frozen drink. Tiki bars taking, pouring all weekend, clouds ain't leaking no rain. 2 pieces shaking, white caps are breaking, we ain't feeling no pain. It goes like 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita shot. Don't worry about tomorrow, leave all your sorrow out here on the floating dock. When that sun lays down, we'll be on our way. 1 more barefoot round, 1 more last chance to say, "Hey, senorita, don't you think we need a salt and a buffet song?" 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita, we'll be gone. Blue sky, shades on the ice to tuck the bloodshot away. Hair of the dog shouldn't take long, but who cares, we got all day. Palm trees are leaning, sunburned screaming, but we'll all be alright. After 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita shot. Don't worry about tomorrow, leave all your sorrow out here on the floating dock. When that sun lays down, we'll be on our way. 1 more barefoot round, 1 more last chance to say, "Hey, senorita, don't you think we need a salt and a Marley song?" 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita, we'll be gone. We'll be gone. Bars taking, pouring all weekend, clouds ain't leaking no rain. 2 pieces shaking, white caps are breaking, we ain't feeling no pain, feeling no pain. It goes like 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 3 margarita shot. Don't worry about tomorrow, leave all your sorrow out here on the floating dock. When that sun lays down, we'll be on our way. One more barefoot round, one more last chance to say, hey senorita, don't you think we need a salt and a Chesney song? 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita, we'll be gone. We'll be gone. We'll be gone.
1 margarita, Luke Bryan, in honor of National Margarita Day.
That's right.
There can never be too many songs about margaritas.
There can never be too many margaritas.
Oh, I like the way she thinks.
So, hello to the ambassador. Miss Mi-chelle Myers is out there.
The ambassador of all great things.
And Larice is out there. Hello
Sweet
to you.
Larice.
And Rick is calling her Mrs. Noogies.
Well, of course, we got to say hello to the bodyguard as well. You know, when you say the ambassador, you can't forget about the bodyguard.
I know.
Or Flaz Noogies over there with Sweet Larice.
Did you see the beautiful picture that the ambassador posted of her and the bodyguard?
I know, boy.
Oh, they were going
cleaned
to
up
a
pretty
ball.
good.
Oh my!
I don't know what the ball was for, but
I think it was for the American Heart Association. I think it was, but yeah, they cleaned up pretty good.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
All right. Any other hellos that you need to check off the list?
Maureen says, reading through the comments seems like a few may be drinking. You think?
Well, it is National Margarita
That's
Day.
right.
I'm
That's right.
I'm a little disappointed that we don't have any margaritas in studio.
I know. I
You're
failed.
disappointed. I drove all this way.
I was hoping the Tiki Man would have, surprised us, but I guess not.
You know, I do have one thing to say. One of my neighbors just sent me a text. And he's actually the guy that went with me to pick up my Jeep when I bought it in Crossville from a guy. And when I got it, there was a key tag on it that said Morgan Chrysler or something like that. And that day we named that Jeep Morgan. So the Jeep's name is Morgan.
It was Morgan.
I forgot about that.
So he did name his Jeep.
Yeah, I feel embarrassed.
I will say you better watch. She may leave you walking next time.
I know. You better say some
name.
apologies out there. So we have big news.
We do?
Well, Harold does.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's after 8 o'clock.
I know it's after 8 o'clock. I was just trying to think if you was talking about the same thing I've been thinking.
Let's play it.
All right.
Are we ready?
Would you like to, let me get it over here and make sure I get it.
So this is your first studio produced song ever.
Ever. In a real studio. I mean, other than what I do at home. But
Right.
This song, I like I was telling earlier, I had some time down at Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals and just trying to work and get started, get my foot in the studio door to get some experience, basically. And about that time, they announced they were moving Modem from Key West after 30-some years to Gulf Shores. Well, I'm an old Gulf Shores hand. I've been around there for years and years. Grew up in Alabama. So I wrote this song. Basically, it's called Sweet Home Alabama Style. I wrote it, sang it, recorded it in one of Alabama's most famous studios. And I just think this lays it out for the people that have never been to Gulf Shores. This talks about making the ride in over the bridge. Tells a little bit about that, and then flashes back to some history. If there's some old timers down there that have been there, they will recognize the people and the situations described in the last part of the song. But
all right. Well, without further ado,
the world premiere
of Sweet Home Alabama Style, Harold Booth.
2, 1, 2, 3.
Well, I rolled down my window, so across that Holmes Bridge again. I pop a top, and I raise a toast, and that sweet salty air rushes in. Yeah, you can almost hear the waves
See those gorgeous greens and blues. Smell the shrimp boil and the coconut oil. It's the Gulf Coast rendezvous. Perdido Key to Mobile Bay and on across the Dolphin Isle. Sweet, sweet sand every step of the way is sure to make you smile. It's paradise, sweet home Alabama style. I miss those mom and pop motels. I miss salmon shine. Old Brent Burns, he's still telling tales and living Jimmy Buffett's life. My favorite memory at the Bama was a Sunday afternoon. Red-headed twins from Playboy walked in. We listened to Rusty McHugh. Low Rusty, he was a poet. He sure is missed a lot. He had a song about old Milwaukee, an ugly woman, and a shitty bag of pot. There were guitar strings and vending machines, bushwhackers on the bar. You buy your waitress a drink or two, she just might walk you to the car. Now one of these days I'm gonna be brave, cross that state line and drive a few miles. I hear there's a bridge on the other side, but right now I'm satisfied with paradise, sweet home Alabama style.
I love it.
I love that. That is a wonderful tune. I love the fiddle.
I do too.
I'm a sucker for a song with a fiddle.
Mr. Donnie Carpenter, who plays in at Muscle Shoals, just one of the on-call the musicians there, just amazing. You know, he stepped in and just like, okay, yeah, this sounds like something fun to do. So.
Yeah, what a fun melody, and the lyrics are great.
Yeah. Was it initially in your mind to have a fiddle in that song?
Well, yeah, when I, it's hard to get a full scale song, I guess, in a short period of time. And I called the guy and I said, what I hear is fiddle, maybe some brush drums. And he said, I think you're exactly right. And called the guys in, and they're like, oh yeah, this is great. This is going to be a great song. And it was painless and seamless. It went really good. Yeah,
that's one of them songs that you can easily picture just sitting on the porch in the summertime, rocking and just a picking kind of song, and
whistling.
I love it. And that whistling,
Well, the guy that engineered it said, I don't know who these people are in this song, but it makes me want to go Google them and see who they were. And he said, the people that you're writing this for will know who they are. And I said, a lot of them will, but these are kind of some older guys. And actually, I name dropped Brent Burns.
Right.
Do y'all know Brent?
Oh, yeah. We know Brent.
So I sent him a text and I said, hey, man, I want you to hear this because I took your name in vain in it. So, so I got his thumbs up on it. So
that is awesome.
That's cool.
We managed to, our very first time to meeting Brent was our first trip to Key West, and it happened to be he was in the room right next to us, and that was the very first time we ever had the opportunity to meet him. And he is a fantastic and very talented individual as well.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, let me see here. Anthony and Linda Gray are out there listening.
All
so
right,
hello
hey
to you guys. And Dale Booth is also on.
That's my brother that taught me to play guitar when I was little.
Well, thank you for teaching him how to play guitar because he is fantastic. And Darby said it's a great tune, Harold. Got to get some printed up because this shit ain't free.
He's referencing another song there.
I don't know if we can do that one on the radio.
Well, you know.
You just never know.
We're internet radio. We can get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, well, my sensor's sitting out at the bar, so she's always
that's
the one that
true.
Says, she's the one who usually says, "I don't think you should play that here." But she's out there now, so we can play.
That's
whatever
right.
we want.
And she happened to scoot into view of the camera, so everyone
she
got to wave hi to
did.
everybody. There she is,
My bodyguard.
That's awesome.
I was sitting there. I think she's moved over a little bit. Let's see if we can catch her on the camera.
Well, the ambassador of all great things, she loved the song. Excuse me, Kathy Ledbetter loved the song. Everybody's loving the song.
Absolutely.
It's going to be available later tonight. If it's not available now, it's hard to tell. I'm new at this, so I don't know. They told me it was going to be released at 9 tonight. Mm-hmm. So go to Amazon, Apple, iTunes. There's like 20 different places it's released. So if you want to buy it and download it and take it around with you wherever you go.
That is awesome.
I just think it's a great theme for Modem coming to Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
Now you got me wanting to go to Gulf.
See? Thank you. I am forever indebted to you now.
And I want to thank you for allowing us to do the world debut of that song. I mean,
it just turned out
greatly
perfect.
appreciate that.
It was absolutely perfect. They sent me the mastered copy last week, and I'm like, I got to do this. This is going to be perfect.
I love it. Thank you so much. And then
Absolutely.
I really appreciate, it's out later tonight. So everybody who is listening, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you know to go and download the song.
How cool is that? At the conclusion of this show.
At the conclusion of this show.
It'll be available.
As of 9 p.m.
How about that?
There you go. So everybody help out Harold, his first studio recorded song.
Yes.
And debuted right here on Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou on Tiki Man Radio.
And we are definitely looking forward to more.
Yeah.
So, to put it out there, and that's all you're going to get now is people wanting more and more and more.
That's right.
That was fantastic.
And that's the goal, isn't it?
That is the goal.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is the goal.
So do we get any sneak peeks of any new songs while you're here, other than this one? Like live sneak peeks?
Yeah, sure.
Not to put you on the spot, but
Hey, I told you I got a guitar full of songs. Let's see.
I have a habit of putting people on the spot.
Oh no. Actually, the song I played earlier about Hank drinking, that's one of my newer ones.
That's a great song.
I always have trouble coordinating myself here.
Yeah, you can throw those chairs out of the road, do whatever you got to do.
This is another kind of a brand new one. I wrote this with, we were down in Destin a while back, and this guy named Rick Hofel, who's from Texas, and I'd met him in the Keys before. And Rick was down there, and before we left, I had put my Facebook status as Destination Destin. And you know how songwriters are. You mentioned that stuff, and so next we're down there. Just played the first night, and I get a text from Rick, and he's got all these lyrics written. So, and we've done that with a couple of other songs. And anyway, he threw it to me, and then I take all the words he sent me, throw them in the blender, and send some back. That doesn't sound anything like he started with, but it all works. It's a songwriting process. So, so this song's about you know how you have vacation coming up and you just sit and you wait and it just about kills you when you waiting for that day. So that's what this is about. And finally getting there. Well, I counted down to the day when I get off work. We'll leave. Thinking about a run of sunshine, I can almost feel the breeze. The sky seems to brighten with every mile that we pass. Lord, I can't wait to get there. Hell, I hate to stop for gas. Destination destined, baby, just me and you. Our game plans, there ain't no plan. That's what we're sticking to. We might get up with the sunrise, we might just sleep in. Make hearts and castles in the sand, fall in love again. So much more than just a vacation, it's our destination. Our phones are turned off work, they're playing our favorite tracks. Because each time the traffic slows, cause we're almost there at last. My surfboard is freshly waxed, and your bikini line is too. One more bridge to cross, and distance waiting for me and you. Destination destined, baby, just me and you. Our game plans, there ain't no plan. It's what we're sticking to. Might get up with the sunrise, we might just sleep in. Make hearts and castles in the sand, and fall in love again. So much more than just a vacation, it's our destination. Throw away the suitcase, there's no need to pack. We got a taste of this life, and we ain't going back. Destination destined, baby, just me and you. Our game plans, there ain't no plan, that's what we're sticking to. Might get up with the sunrise, we might just sleep in. Make hearts and castles in the sand, fall in love again. So much more, just a vacation, it's our destination. Our destination.
How sweet is that?
That is so sweet.
It is.
Yes.
You know, I'm looking at him the whole time like, honey, that could be us. That could be. Just saying.
Thanks, Harold. I think I'm going to Gulf Shores this weekend.
Come on now, buddy.
I don't think I have much say left in it now. I guess I'm going if I want to or not.
Yeah.
Listen, I have to tell you, the last time this happened, he had to buy me a popcorn machine because he said it on the radio and everybody had my back. So you got my back. He just said it on the radio. That means I get to see the ocean this weekend.
I'm joking.
Well, hey, Fred, is it Quistgaard?
Fred Quistgaard.
Fred.
Yeah.
He is out there. He's a great tune, Harold.
Yeah.
Fred, thanks for chiming in and tuning in. We
Fred
love it.
is a wonderful percussionist.
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Oh,
we got to see him playing Key West.
Yeah, we had a
absolutely.
great time watching him. And Mary Jane Look is out there. Hello to you.
Hey, Mary Jane.
Nice to see you. And we have gained a few followers on our Facebook page during
Nice.
this event.
All right.
So that's always a plus.
Love it.
What does that pay?
Nothing.
I'll get you another beer.
No, it's great. I'm glad people are listening.
The Tiki Man told me a long
They are.
time ago. He goes, just I know you want to do radio. There's no money in it.
That's right.
So we do it for the love of the music,
Absolutely.
and that's the only reason we do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Laura Elder is also out there.
That's
Hello.
my daughter, Lara.
Lara,
Lara.
okay. So not too far from mine. Out of you in there, you got my name.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Alex, he is out there. He was offering to make some drinks for your lovely.
He was. She's
Partner
not
out
much
there?
on chocolate martinis.
How can you not be on it? Listen, I'm not for martinis much, but I'll drink me some chocolate martinis.
She likes chocolate milk. She'll like that. That's what.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the ambassador said, "Have fun in Gulf Shores this weekend."
I'm sure we will. You know what's going to happen? Problem. This is my prediction. Well, everybody. We got in trouble last time because when everybody took off and went to Key West,
Oh yeah.
we took off and went to Panama City and saw the Ledbetters.
Yeah.
And hung out in Panama City while everybody was in Key West. So
Well, it was a little closer.
I have a feeling that that's what's probably going to happen is they're all going to take off and go, going to Mexico, and we're probably going to end up in Alabama.
But listen, Mexico is a long way away.
Oh, you're not willing
You
to wait
said
that
this
long.
weekend.
I got you a popcorn machine. What more do you want?
Well, Mary Jane said ditto to Michelle's comment, so there.
I am in so much trouble.
You better go. They're ganging up on you.
I know. So I'm going to have to call out Sunday. I ain't going to be able to be on the Sunday show because I'm going to be in Alabama.
But even Harold said it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that.
You can go Sweet Home Alabama style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave stickers
You ever feel
when
like you're
spread
being
them,
ganged
spread them
up
wherever
on?
you go.
There you go.
What?
See, he brought us stickers. We could do a sticker tour for
Yeah.
Tiki Man Radio, Tropical
okay.
Country,
Yeah.
and Harold Booth Bushwhacker University.
Yeah.
You ever feel like you're being bullied or peer pressured or?
Not bullied, maybe peer pressured.
You need to
I'm
make,
feeling the pressure right now.
make a trip to the Floribama and get a bushwhacker.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about the Florida Bama.
Get 3.
Get
I've
3.
heard, I've heard about it. I guess that's on the bucket list. So.
That's right. Well, Darby said, "Are you getting the hint, Brian?"
I'm getting the hint.
And Michelle said, "Y'all can call into the show from Alabama."
There you go.
Yeah.
On the road.
We did
Thanks,
that
Patty
once.
with an eye.
We did that once.
We did. It was a
videoed
mess.
We videoed it from Nashville.
That didn't work well, huh?
Nah.
No.
Although it might now. We've never been on the other side of the calling in. So B-Dawg knows how to be on this side of it. But when we were the ones on the other side calling in, it didn't work out very well.
We pulled it off barely, but a lot of lessons were learned
Yes.
that day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it really was.
what can I say? But I have to ask you, when it comes to writing, what is your process when you're writing? Does it come easily to you, or something that you just have to work a little bit at a time?
Well, I don't really have a process. And, a lot of people are co-write. Years ago, I tried doing the songwriter thing in Nashville, and it just didn't work for me. I had a job and a kid to raise, and there was just not a lot of time if you can't stay out all night long. And so I kind of gave up on that part of it way back then. So I've always just kind of written by myself. Mm-hmm. And I actually have a song about that, because what I'll do is I'll write a song, then I'll go back and write the song again, work with it, and I call it co-writing with the devil.
That sounds like a song in itself.
It is. They love this song down at Prentice Alley. But I have written with a few people, like Darby and I wrote that song, and most of the songs I write now, it's like with somebody, they'll get an idea, or I've got a buddy in Pensacola, Gulf Shores, Justin Colvard.
Oh yeah, I know
Justin?
Justin.
Yeah.
We're Facebook friends.
Oh my God!
So
be so very careful.
It is my goal to get Justin in here.
I bet we could do that. But we've just finished writing a couple of really good songs. But the way we write, and like I say, Rick, the other guy I was writing with, and they'll write a few words and they'll say, "Hey, I had this idea for a song." Mm-hmm. They'll send it to me. And without somebody sitting there watching me, I'll get those words and start churning them over, and and after a while, something will either fall into place or it won't. And or the same is true. I'll send some words to somebody, and they'll do it. It works much better for me than, say, the three of us sitting here and saying, we got. And,
I always wonder about that, because I feel like to be, where they book the time and they have to sit down and they have to produce during that hour that they have it or whatever. And like you said, what do you have? What do you have? I just feel like that's so much pressure. There's no way that I could be creative in an environment like that. I mean, I couldn't songwrite anyway, but I think the way that it goes, the way you're talking about it, is probably the more productive way for a lot of people.
Well, for me, and a lot of those, I've talked to a lot of those guys that tell me they thrive on that pressure of, of being in a room with being challenged by people, and you've got more ideas coming up.
Yeah.
I do probably 95% of my writing in the car. Just traveling somewhere. I mean, I've traveled from Tennessee down to the Gulf a lot. It's about an 8-hour drive. And it wasn't uncommon for me to have 2 or 3 songs at least started. And sometimes, let's like Doors Off the Jeep. That's where I wrote 90% of that song was riding down the road.
Really?
And it's just, I have a song that it's an old song that I wrote years ago. I was going to Gulf Shores to meet a friend of mine. And I was riding down the road. I never listened to the radio. Never listen to music riding the road. It's just me in the car and taking in the surroundings. And I looked up and I saw a sign that said Birmingham, 21 miles. I said, I'm damn near to Birmingham. By the time I got to Gulf Shores, I'd finished a song called Damn Near to Birmingham.
Wow.
It's still one of I love that song. It's old. I tell people say, well, you want to know how old songs are? In that song, I referenced my daughter as being 7 years old, and she will be 35 this August.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So that's how old that song is.
Wow.
It sounds like a good one, though.
I love it. Yeah, I love those songs. And when I first moved to Nashville, people were telling me, well, you need to throw out everything you've written to this point because you didn't know anything about writing songs, and we're going to teach you how to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just go back out to the lake.
Right?
Well, I often think about, like you said, these writers, they have to produce. And I've always wondered, how do you force creativity?
Yeah.
And I think I don't know how you get the best product you can out of being forced to on a timeline that you have to put it out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do.
I mean, you hear all these songs that are hit. A lot of them come out, are hits, and some of them are, some of them aren't. But you just kind of wonder, how many of those songs though that they've written, they're not good because they were forced.
Yeah.
And if somebody just take the time and let the creativity flow, some of those forced songs can be really turned into something, but instead do they get scrapped or just or you just never hear from them again? I mean,
well, they always told me in Nashville, and I met some fairly successful people and people that would know, and they're always like, you're writing really good stuff, but you're not writing country music. You're not writing the formula that they want down here. And I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to write that. And that's why when we met Don Middlebrook in Key West and all these people started walking around listening, she looked at me, she said, I think we found your people. And
there you go.
If you listen to my songs, I don't really have a pattern. I don't really have, and I have some rocking songs, and I've got some bluesy songs, and some of those little sweet songs, and some hateful songs, and it's kind of all over the place. So, and I like that.
Absolutely,
it keeps it lively for me.
Yeah, and when you look at country music coming out of Nashville, it's constantly changing, and a lot will say that it's moved farther and farther and farther away from the roots of what country music is, which that's the way it's been from the beginning. I mean, what was originally, country music, and then, Johnny Cash, that was rock and roll. That's not country music. And now he's a country music legend. So I think, there's an evolution that takes place, but eventually it all comes back to the original, and we're starting to see that with a lot of youngsters that are thriving on that sound of either that red dirt outlaw country or that 90s country is kind of coming back, and they're trying to get
what they're calling traditional country,
and they're getting more and more away from that pop country, the bro country kind of thing, which there's some good songs that came out of it, don't get me wrong, but I see a kind of how it's coming back again full circle to take kind of back to the beginning. And that's what I see going on in Nashville right now. But, as far as me, country music to me is a lot of the instrumentation, how it's presented, and the story. And that's one thing I love about the trop rock, the coastal Americana is, like I said, a lot of it has a little bit of that country feel because, the acoustic guitar and when you talk about, like you said, J.D. Edge, he's sitting there, he's got that fiddle in there. You have country elements, but you're still storytelling, and you're just taking the story from a dirt road or the bed of a truck to a beach,
the beach.
or someplace where you're painting that picture. So in my mind, I don't care what you call it. I still consider a lot of it country music in my mind.
And you don't listen to those Nashville people anyway, because the way you're writing and the stories you're telling with your music, I'm just saying, you keep doing your thing.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah, really, I enjoy, and I like music that's not the cookie cutter music. Like you said, some of your stuff is bluesy, some of it's sweet, and you just want to whistle and skip to, and other is more rocking. So keep doing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
good
it's
Lord.
like in all the country music, everybody wants to write what's successful. So it's kind of some of it's the same until somebody does something really different and catches somebody's attention. Then that's the normal. So yeah, I just think everybody write what they want to. Let's all get along, right?
Right.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
Can't we just all get along?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have the
Again, we are your people. I'm just saying.
You're going to forever have that argument, what is and what is not country music. But the question is it good music?
Yeah.
And, we have found tons and tons of good music right here. And you can't put a label on good music as far as, the way I look at it. Why label it?
Yeah.
So it's just feel-good music. So.
Absolutely. Well, everybody is saying how they love the originality. They're glad that what's old is new again.
Yeah.
Well, as the second hour starts to wind down, you have another song you want to play
Absolutely.
for us?
Absolutely. All right, I'll do this song. This is the one I was talking about, Co-Write with the Devil.
Oh, good.
It doesn't say too many bad words in it. I'll trim it back.
Well, you are on internet radio.
Yeah, but this song, like I say, it's really about co-writing with myself, but in the same token, it's about musicians getting paid for playing music. And I've met a lot of people that work really hard, and I mean, it's like I felt guilty for a while because I didn't play shows every night, and I thought somebody explained to me, you had a career and you had a job, so you don't have to. But this is what they're doing: is they're playing gigs 5-6 nights a week. And I really have no desire to do that. I love to play, but it's nice to see these people get compensated, and that's one good thing about the Trop Rockers and the Parrot Heads. They do tend to take care of their people.
Oh, absolutely.
They
As they should.
So that's what this song's about. Like I say, in Printer's Alley, they love this song. I'm on co-write with the devil. I'm gonna give myself a hit. Go down to the crossroads, I'm gonna cross my heart and spit. Find a voodoo woman, sing a little harmony. This time you folks understood this music shit ain't free. No, it ain't free. It ain't free. I could sleep with a TV preacher, that just saved my soul. The road to the top of music costs more than the streets of gold. And back in Printer's Alley, there's a lot of false folks you see. It's time you folks understood this music shit ain't free. No, it ain't free. It ain't free. Well, there's guitar strings and whiskey, alimony and misery. There's no payroll for your heart and soul. This music shit ain't free. No, it ain't free. Well, I was talking to Jack Daniels last night in a dream. We were riding around in a Cadillac with Hank Williams and Jim Beam. And all our conversations, one thing we agreed. It's time you folks understood this music shit ain't free. No, it ain't free. It ain't free. Cause there's guitar strings and whiskey, alimony and misery. There's no payroll for your heart and soul. This music devil. Gonna get myself a hit. Gonna go down to the crossroad. I'm gonna cross my heart and spit. Find a voodoo woman, sing a little harmony. It's time you folks understood this music. Shit ain't free, no, it ain't free. It ain't free. It ain't free, y'all. No, it ain't free.
I love that.
I can see why they like it down on Printer Alley.
Yeah. I had visions of you remember a movie back in the day, Crossroads, with Ralph
Yes.
Macchio, and where he played
Crossroads?
Crossroads. He played blues guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Steve Vai played the devil. And
Yep.
they had their guitar battle, and I just that bluesy sound. That
was awesome.
I had visions of that movie while he was singing that.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I hope to cut here soon. Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That was awesome. So
Well, everybody on YouTube is loving it as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
So, because I had it when he was singing it, I had it in my ears. I don't know how it sounded in yours, but there was that little bit of that distortion in there with the microphone, and that sounded perfect. Like it just absolutely should be that way, because it kind of gives that old school blues sound.
Yeah, that's the kind of, there's just a word change or two in it when I do it out that really brings out the audience participation.
I bet.
If she's listening out there, she was probably cringing. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? I actually played that one at the songwriter showcase for Tiki Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, whenever if you're playing in Printer's Alley, you're gonna have to let us know, and we'll make a trip up to Nashville.
Absolutely.
To be able to see you play.
Well, March the 6th, as a matter of fact.
March the 6th.
I'm actually on the showcase that they at Alley Taps. Mm-hmm. It's called the Bourbon Breakdown, and I have got a really good friend of mine who is so talented. It's Kinsey Coppin is going to join me, and so we'll split the hour. I think it's 7 p.m. It's Monday, March the 6th. So.
I may have to get off work early.
Yeah.
So we can make a trip to Nashville.
It's it's a cool little bar. I've played there a few times and done the writers thing, and so this should be a good show. Kinsey's killer. I mean, just it's one of those things I may have overbrought talent to share the stage. So I'm going to have to bring my A game too, which is good too, make somebody stay on your toes. But
yeah, absolutely.
Surround yourself with good people. It only makes you better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing that, let's see, May the 19th, I'm playing a thing down in Fort Walton called Escape to the Island. I think they had Mike Whitley on the Sunday show talking about it.
I've seen the promos for it as well. Yeah,
it's a fundraiser. So I was on that last year, and so I'm playing again this year. And that's a fun thing. They have it at the Elks Lodge, but it's right on the water. It's a beautiful spot. The Emerald Coast Parrot Head Club is a great club. That's who we actually. Our membership is with those guys. They've been really good to us, even though we live in Nashville, and we just don't get out that much in Nashville, But so we go down there, and they bring me to play, and we always hanging out with them. They're always including us and stuff. So they're great people. We're doing that, and then let's see where else am I? I'm playing the concerts on Canal in Pensacola, where I told you I've opened for all those other people. I'm actually doing my own show July 22nd there, and Justin Colvard's going to open for me for that show.
That'll be awesome.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
will be a fun show.
That will be awesome.
When is that?
July 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you start like at noon or something, depending on the weather. But it's always a good time. They're right on the Intercoastal Water Canal. Boats coming and going. Usually, while I'm out there playing, people come up and yell at you, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
that is awesome. Yeah, well, speaking of Justin, I've been watching him on Facebook, and I've been watching where he's been performing. And I'm like, as soon as I was waiting for him to try to get a show closer up to this way, so I'm like, so he wasn't coming out of his ways. But we're gonna have to get hold of him and see what his schedule farther out is, and maybe we can coax him to come up in here to Tennessee a little bit.
He's a hard working, hard writing guy. I mean, he really is. Yeah, we've got a really good song. He works with a brand called Beach Billy. It's out of the Gulf Shores of Pensacola area, and I think he's like a spokesman for him. We wound up writing a song called Beach Billy Lifestyle. It's a really good song. Yeah.
That is awesome.
How cool.
So, we know where you're going to be, and where all can people find all the stuff about you, your socials, you got a
You can
website?
find me under Facebook under my name, Harold Booth. I may be under YouTube and Instagram. I think I'm under Lake Lizard. You can probably type Harold Booth and find that also. I don't know. I'm actually on TikTok. I have a song. It's one of those songs that Tom Shepard said you will never be able to get away from this song. But the song is actually called Titty Tattoo. And I wrote it.
No, sir, you can't get away from that one.
I wrote it as kind of a joke, and it caught on. Anyway, I did a little version of that sitting down by the Gulf, and it's got 11,000 likes on
nice
on TikTok.
You sure that isn't the song that you used when you did your TikTok?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Or I might have.
But yeah, you can go to lakelizardmusic.com, and I have a handful of songs that I recorded at home, and they're on Amazon Music and Apple Music and all those usual places that I don't even know where they are. And the new song is on all those too. Should be on there probably.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Get on all of those and download that song.
Go buy Sweet Alabama Style.
Alabama Style. That's right.
You got to buy
Sweet
that.
Home Alabama Style.
And we'll definitely be looking forward to more music like that.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, all righty. Well, before we do anything, we got to let you know what's coming up right here on Tiki Man Radio.
Here's your weekly lineup for Tiki Man Radio. Every Sunday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Island Time, start your day the island way with some positive vibes. It's The Big Show, Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man. Stream it live on the Island J Live Cam. Come over and be part of the show. We'll give you a shout out and have some fun. It's the only way to start your day. Wednesdays, it's Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou, where the boots meet the beach. Every Wednesday, starting at 7 p.m. Streaming live on the MFG Records Tropical Live Cam. In-studio guests and video guests and having fun. That's Tropical Country every Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Island Time. Fridays at noon, it's the local side of Key West with our concierge girl, Kelly, our personal assistant in Key West. Her and her husband, Keith, live in Key West, and they know everything that's going on. Tune in every Fridays at noon, and they'll tell you more about Key West you may or may not have known. Make sure you reach out to Kelly if you're taking a trip to Key West. She is our personal assistant in Key West. Fridays starting at 8 p.m., it's Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Mi-chelle, live from Key West, taking confessions from you and having fun with their friends. Coastal Confessions, 8 p.m. Saturday, starting at midnight, we take you back in time to that old shagging music with Jukebox Saturday mornings. Classic old music with classic old commercials. Every Saturday, starting at midnight and run until noon. Sundays, after the big show, it's Rick the Stick's Hometown Licks, celebrating the music of his hometown, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Island Time. Later that night on Sundays, starting at 8 p.m., it's the Key West Show with Gary Eck, the sound man from hell, bringing you all the happenings around Key West. That's your weekly lineup for Tiki Man Radio. Make sure you support all of these great radio shows and have some fun. And keep listening to Tiki Man Radio, TikiManRadio.com, your coastal Americana radio station.
That's right. You do not want to miss all the great programming that we have going on here on Tiki Man Radio. I tell you what, it's been a fast 2 hours. I almost wish we could have another hour.
I know.
It's been great.
But we definitely want to thank you so much for taking the time to drive all the way over here from over on the central Tennessee area, middle Tennessee, and spending a couple hours with us, letting us
my pleasure,
get to meet you and get to learn more about you and your music. We absolutely love what you got out there, and we're looking forward to more for sure.
Yeah.
So, got anything that you want to say?
I do. I want to thank Mr. Booth for being here tonight. We really do appreciate it. And thanks, Darby, for introducing us. Thanks, Tiki Man, for having him at the showcase. Can't wait. And you are really, truly welcome anytime. You just let us know.
Cool. And thank you for the swag. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I'm super excited about the swag, too. Yeah. But other than that, I just want to tell everybody to be kind to each other. Everybody, I know I say it every week, but you just really never know what somebody's going through. And so be kind to each other. Be there for each other. hug their necks, as Darby and Kathy would say. And that's about it.
All right. Well, just like that, our time for this week is up. And, you know, we wish you guys the best. Hopefully we've gotten you over the hump and onto the weekend. But as always, it's last song, last call. We will see you right here next week. Same time, same bat channel.
We're going to go there and say goodbye.
I know it's been a lot of fun, but the set list is all done. The night was very loud and you've been a good crowd, but you know it's time to run. You've all been very kind, thank you for your time. You put me to the test as I try to address all of your requests for the night. As we look to the moon and the manager's protocol. Well, I don't ever want to end, but for now, my friends, last song, last call. A spirit with his clientele, and the drinks are flowing well. A beer sent from the bar and a healthy tip jar. A handsome tunes that I can sell. It's been a cool room, but it's ending too soon. And they remember to tip the bartender as they surrender to the tab. And they lip sync to the lyrics that they used to recall. Anytime I gotta say those words, oh no, last song, last call. Some came as ones and left by twos. Some still are dancing in their shoes. I break down the gear as we wind it up here. After the last song that I choose, it's the last rhyme near closing time. The final round poured as I strummed the last chords, and the guitar returns to the case. Needless to say, it was a pleasure to play for you all. Here's to toast to everyone as I finally say last song, last call. Here's a toast to everyone as I finally say last song, last call.